Hello Galactic family. We have been told that time is just an illusion, and yet it seems to dominate our day-to-day. Perhaps we have experienced brief glimpses of timelessness in our meditations, in times of creative excellence, or in deep moments of love. However, it is so easy to be sucked back into the daily routine of life that leaves us wondering, how can we really be free of time? How do we go from briefly experiencing timelessness to something more than just a theory? In this article, we will explore some issues and perspectives to demonstrate that change beyond time is not a destination, but rather a focus point or a state of consciousness, so that you can make the change anytime you to choose. 1. What is time? Does time really exist? When you think of time, what do you imagine? For many of us, we can imagine a clock, or a calendar when we think of time. We measure time as the linear passage of moments. Time seems to be a way of synchronizing with others and agreeing to certain joint experiences. However, in all of the ways we seem to experience time, all we really experience is our perception of the passage of time. For example, the past and the future never exist in the present moment. All that exists is the present moment. The past has already happened and therefore you can only think about the past, but you cannot experience the past as well as focus on a memory in your brain that is still happening in the present moment. The future has not yet happened and therefore you can only think about what may happen in the future, but you are not really experiencing the future. The present is what is happening here and now. It does not require thought, because it is existing. You are living as it happens. You may be thinking of the present moment, but thoughts are designed to be momentary tools. As human beings, our true realm is perceived when we are focused and committed to the present moment, not trapped in our heads. To the presence is the consciousness of here and now. When you are completely involved in the moment, and in your head, thinking of accounts, work and problems, and how you are going to do this or that, you are present. Although it is very simple to be in the present, it is not always easy. Especially when we develop the habit of getting lost in our thoughts. Why do we get lost in our thoughts? Because on some level, we believe that our thoughts can help us control our reality and provide us with what we want. We become obsessed with the past in the hope that we will not make the same mistake again. We believe that if we think of sufficient solutions, we will be prepared for the future, when the time comes. We believe that if we think hard and do our best, we can protect ourselves and those we love. However, the irony is that when we are lost in our thoughts, we become detached from our ability to respond to the present moment of life. When we are concerned about what happened or what may happen, we are not focused on what is happening. And from the perspective of our most complete US, what is happening is always the most important thing, for it is with what is happening that we have the power to respond and act. 3. How to heal the past or foresee the future? Since all time is a concept and a collection of memories and energetic frequencies with which you resonate, you can adjust your experience of time. All traumas, joys and everything in between are stored as a frequency that you carry or resonate in the present moment. When you want to change an experience you had in the past, or even create a future, it is a matter of being present, going inside and changing the frequency you are redeeming for the frequency you have chosen. For example, you can change your past by connecting with new ways of seeing your past. Sometimes we are so caught up in the stories of what happened that we forget that we can choose to see our experiences in many different ways. Some people will call these practices the regression therapy of the timeline, or even past life regression therapy. For what about clocks and appointments? Without all keeping time, How will everything be done? As we shift to our consciousness of the fifth dimension, synchrony replaces using our minds to coordinate specific points in time. Initially this can be a bit challenging to understand, but consider the following. There is an inner network of awareness and awareness that is open to all of us here and now. In fact, we are all connected here and now on the higher levels. However, in our experience of the third dimension, it was necessary to temporarily detach ourselves from this consciousness so that we could have our experiences separated. Now that we have chosen to incorporate fifth dimensional consciousness, we are shifting to a new state of reality, which includes interactions such as telepathy, consciousness and instantaneous understanding, and operating in synchrony with the heart. An analogy to this would be as if you had an internal notification system that would update you about possible events, plans, and coordinated experiences available to you from moment to moment, which you could choose. You would simply know where to go and with whom to connect from moment to moment. The others will also be aware of you and your choices. Please understand, heart-aligned synchronicity is not something we have to do or make happen. It is more who we truly are when we cease to operate in the separation of mind to follow the connected space of the awakened heart. If you are here and interested in reading this, it is a sign that you are already in the process of integration and remembrance. There is nothing specific that you need to do to speed up, or get started. You are already logged in. His remembrance of this connection is developing moment by moment in a way that allows us to experience unified remembrance. It could be quite shocking if everyone suddenly remembered without a gradual progression. Then know that in your infinite wisdom you have placed yourself exactly where you need to be here and now so that everything will happen in the best way for you. However, what you can do is begin to shift the focus from needing to know all the answers now about who you truly are, searching within yourself and communicating with your heart. Your heart is the center of your knowledge and being. Many of us see the heart as emotional and desirous, yet the awakened heart is a center of wisdom and universal knowledge, and contains within itself the connection with its intelligent mind as well as the intuitive calls of its gut. You may consider it the melting point where the balance of all consciousnesses are considered, so a step of the present moment align can be made and put into action. 5. What if I do not want to participate? I like to wear watches. Will people read my mind? This all looks complicated. Never be afraid, there is no invisible hand that will force you to be anything other than your choice. After all, it is impossible for us to be what we are not. We can fake it for a while, but not forever. If you enjoy wearing watches, you will have watches while you feel happy with them. They will not leave you before you are ready to leave them. People will not read your mind, at least not in the way it is shown in the movies. We are all becoming aware of our extrasensory nature and remembering our true state of existence in the present moment. Everyone is finally connected with each other, so if it seems that the ascension is happening slowly, it is more a loving process of allowing everyone to synchronize. You may experience feelings of time accelerating and slowing down. This is part of the synchronization. And if this sounds complicated, I suggest that instead of trying to isolate in your mind, go inside and ask your heart what is easy, fun, fluent, exciting and engaging right now. Ultimately, this life is not about overturning what upset us or leaves us powerless. This life is an experience we have created to have the joy of experiencing it. The chains are broken, the chains are thrown into the wind. We are now remembering our sovereignty and our choice to play with things like time, without having to be stuck in time. Be willing to embrace any feeling of fear or restraint that you can still carry with love and not judgment. This is your process of transmutation that is connecting you to the totality that you already have. Allow yourself to be present here and now. And remember, no matter what, you're always well where you need to be.